Macmillan Audio presents Just Kids from the Bronx, Telling It the Way It Was. An Oral History by Arlene Alda. Read for you by Arlene Alda and others.
All author proceeds from Just Kids from the Bronx will be given to organizations that benefit children now living in the Bronx.
To the young writers and scientists and artists and musicians and actors and educators and doctors and lawyers and nurses and sports figures and business people and politicians who are the future of the Bronx. And to the memory of my parents who had the good sense to move to the Bronx in the first place. Stories have to be told or they die, and when they die, we can't remember who we are or why we're here. Sue Monk Kidd, The Secret Life of Bees. Forward. A few summers ago, my husband Alan and I were at a friend's house on Long Island having pre-dinner snacks and drinks when I heard the words, "In the Bronx," said by Millard Mickey Drexler, who I met for the first time minutes before. "Are you from the Bronx?" I asked. "I'm from the Northeast, Barnes and Arno Avenues," Mickey answered. "You're kidding. Which building?" "The Mayflower," he said. "That's unbelievable. That's my building." We tried to figure out why we hadn't met when we were kids. The Mayflower has 96 apartments. That's a lot of people, but the age difference, I'm 11 years older, was probably the biggest factor. When I was in high school, Mickey was a toddler. That age gap disappeared completely when we talked nonstop like long-lost friends at dinner time, deciding that it would be fun to go back to the Mayflower together. So a few months later, we went. New buddies revisiting our old building. Alan, Mickey's cousin, and a few of Mickey's longtime friends from the neighborhood came with us. It had been well over 50 years since either Mickey or I had lived in the Mayflower, and 30 years since I had last visited. Would Mickey be able to see his old apartment? No one answered the doorbell when he rang. What did the Mayflower look like now, seen with our grown-up sensibilities? On the outside, the same as ever, a 6-story tan and brown brick building taking up half a city block. Mickey, chairman and CEO of J. Crew, led the way inside, the rest of us following. The lobby looked stark. A big contrast to my upscale Manhattan apartment building with its lobby furniture, area rugs, and walls hung with art. The simple Mayflower interior served as a pointed reminder of the unexpected turns my life had taken. Still, I felt totally at home seeing the familiar, worn terrazzo stairways and floor of the old building, which triggered vivid childhood memories. Energetic girl on a rainy day running and jumping in the hallways, bouncing a ball, noises echoing. Typical working-class Bronx Jewish first-generation kid. Me. I clearly saw and heard myself as a 10-year-old girl again, tossing my beloved Spalding ball. Mickey and I began comparing notes about our families and our too small apartments. I was fascinated by his stories, of his Aunt Frances and how she became his renegade role model, of how when he attended the Bronx High School of Science, he first started getting knowledge of lives different from his own. Lives where some kids even had their own bedrooms, and where the family expectation was that the children, without a doubt, would go to college. Standing with Mickey, a picture of confidence and success in our shop-worn surroundings, both of us excited about comparing stories about our past, started me wondering about other
Sample complete. Ready to continue?